Master Huineng, whose secular surname was Lu, holds an extremely important position in the history of Buddhism as the sixth patriarch of the Zen tradition. His legendary experiences and outstanding contributions make him one of the symbolic figures of Zen, revered as a giant of Chinese Buddhism. His life was filled with legendary stories and significant moments. 1. The beginning of his Buddhist journey. Master Huineng lost his father at a young age and was raised by his mother alone. While delivering firewood to a temple, he happened to hear someone reciting the Diamond Sutra. This moment sparked his spiritual awakening and marked the beginning of his connection with Buddhism. Despite being illiterate and lacking formal education, his inner enlightenment and yearning for the Dharma led him to travel to Dongshan Temple in Huangmei County, Hubei Province, where he sought to become a disciple of the Fifth Patriarch, Hongren. 2. Overcoming prejudice and gaining recognition. When Huineng first met the Fifth Patriarch Hongren, he was an illiterate, uneducated man from the barbaric south, which led to him being initially dismissed. However, his statement, "While people may be divided into north and south, the Buddha nature is without such distinctions," caught Hongren's attention. This statement revealed Huineng's deep understanding of the Dharma, breaking through regional and cultural prejudices. 3. Receiving the robe and bowl, becoming the sixth patriarch. After 8 months of laboring at the temple, Huineng was summoned by Hongren along with the other disciples. The fifth patriarch announced that he would choose a successor to become the sixth patriarch. He instructed the disciples to compose a verse that reflected their understanding of the Dharma. The verse that demonstrated the deepest insight into the true nature of the Buddha's teachings would determine the successor. Among the disciples, Shengshu was the most respected, having followed Hongren for over a decade and managed many affairs within the temple. Everyone assumed that Shengshu would become the sixth patriarch, so they didn't bother composing their own verses, thinking it unnecessary. Shengshu, deeply conscious of the significance of this task, spent 3 days contemplating his verse, finally composing, "The body is the Bodhi tree, the mind a mirror bright. Constantly polish it, and let no dust alight." However, he feared presenting it directly to Hongren, so he secretly wrote it on the corridor wall during the night. Shengshu's verse was of a high level, causing a sensation in the temple. When Hongren heard of it, he praised it and instructed everyone to recite it for mutual benefit, though he didn't declare it worthy of the sixth patriarch title. This verse quickly spread throughout the temple, even reaching Huineng, who was milling rice in the corner. Huineng asked a novice what the verse was about, and upon hearing the explanation, he smiled knowingly. He requested to be taken to the verse, stating he too wanted to learn. Amidst the bustling crowd at the corridor wall, Huineng remarked, "This verse is good, but it has not yet reached the ultimate truth. I have a verse of my own." Though others ridiculed the idea of a lowly laborer composing a verse, Huineng asked John Bajia to write down his words. "Bodhi originally has no tree, the bright mirror also has no stand. Fundamentally, there is not a single thing where can dust alight." This verse shocked everyone, causing great astonishment. Even Hongren was drawn to the scene. When he saw the verse on the wall, he asked, "Lu Xingzhe, did you write this?" Huineng respectfully replied, "Yes, it was me." Hongren, with a slight smile, remarked, "This verse doesn't show much understanding," and quickly wiped it away with his shoe. The crowd was surprised that such a profound verse wasn't considered ultimate, but Hongren knew Huineng's true level and acted to protect him from jealousy. Huineng calmly returned to milling rice as if nothing had happened. That night, Hongren secretly visited him in the milling room and, seeing Huineng straining with a heavy stone tied to his waist, asked, "Lu Xingzhe, is the rice ready?" After a moment of hesitation, Huineng replied, "The rice is ready, it only needs to be sifted." Hongren, satisfied with his response, instructed Huineng to meet him in his room at midnight. That night, under the cover of darkness, Huineng quietly entered Hongren's room. With tea brewed and incense burning, Hongren shielded the light with his robe to ensure their conversation remained private. They finally had the chance to speak openly. Hongren asked, "Why did you compose a verse that directly opposed Shengshu's?" Huineng humbly responded, "Shengshu's verse is profound, but it hasn't reached the ultimate truth, as the Diamond Sutra teaches that all appearances are illusory. By saying that the body is the Bodhi tree, Shengshu is still attached to form." Hongren nodded in agreement and expressed his satisfaction, explaining that his earlier actions were meant to protect Huineng from harm. He then taught Huineng further, helping him to deepen his understanding. When they reached the verse "develop the mind without dwelling on anything," Huineng experienced a profound realization, exclaiming, "How amazing! The nature of mind is originally pure, it neither arises nor ceases, it is inherently complete, it neither moves nor wavers, and it gives rise to all things." Hongren, overjoyed by Huineng's realization, decided on the spot to pass on the Dharma to him, making him the sixth patriarch of Zen. 4. Fleeing and enlightening Huiming. Huiming, originally a general during the Xuetang period, was known for his bravery in battle. However, he eventually grew fond of the Dharma and decided to become a monk, becoming a disciple of the fifth patriarch, Hongren. When he heard that Huineng had received the Dharma transmission, Huiming, driven by pride and attachment, decided to chase after Huineng to seize the robe and bowl, symbols of the Zen lineage. Using his martial skills and endurance, Huiming quickly caught up to Huineng at Deu Ridge, present-day Deu Ridge in Jiangxi. He, panting heavily, represented the typical image of a determined warrior pursuing what he believed was rightfully his. Upon seeing Huiming approach, Huineng remained calm. Instead of resisting, he placed the robe and bowl on a rock and turned to Huiming, saying, "These are just symbols. If you want them, take them." At that moment, Huineng chose to respond with wisdom rather than force. Huiming, expecting a contest of strength, found himself unable to move the robe and bowl, as they seemed as heavy as 1,000 pounds. Stunned by this mysterious phenomenon, Huiming realized that the true issue wasn't with the robe and bowl but within himself. The robe and bowl, representing the Zen lineage, had become impossibly heavy, symbolizing Huineng's message. True strength lies not in external objects but in inner enlightenment. At that moment, Huiming's attachments dissolved, and he gave up his desire to seize the robe and bowl. Instead, he respectfully asked Huineng to teach him the Dharma. Recognizing that Huiming's mind was now open, Huineng said, "When you think neither of good nor evil, at that very moment, what is your original face?" This question, like a flash of lightning, instantly enlightened Huiming. He realized his true nature and, at that moment, let go of all attachments, entering a state of sudden enlightenment. From that point on, Huiming was no longer the impulsive general but a devoted disciple of Zen. He learned from Huineng the true wisdom that the essence of the Dharma lies not in outward symbols but in inner realization. This realization cannot be achieved through force but is found in letting go. This story is not just about a warrior's transformation into a Zen master, but also a vivid demonstration of Zen teachings. Huiming's journey from pursuing external power and symbols to seeking inner peace and wisdom teaches us that clinging to external things often leads to trouble, while true freedom and strength come from inner enlightenment and letting go.